What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Patriots Real Time Podcast. Today we're doing another solo show. Austin is not available to do a show right now. It's been a while. It's been about 2 months since before the draft, and originally what I thought I was going to do is kind of just give everyone or go into depth on what happened in the draft until now. But everyone kind of knows what happened. So I decided that I'm going to do more of a relevant topic and give my way too early 53-man roster projection and compare it to another guy that we have had on this show. We had him on, I think it was right before Drake May's first start, or a little bit before that. No, it was right before Drake May's first start. So we're going to be using Alex Barth from 98.5 The Sports Hub, his 53-man roster projection, and then my 53-man roster projection, comparing it, contrasting it, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm your host, Theo Diesenhaus. And yeah, we'll start with quarterbacks. So first, he has 2 quarterbacks making the team. Josh Dobbs, Drake May. I have 2 quarterbacks making the team, Josh Dobbs, Drake May. Let's get into my reasoning. Obviously, you're going to keep Drake May. Josh Dobbs is really the only other quarterback on this team. Not even really only the other quarterback. He is the only other quarterback on this team that has seen playing time in the NFL. The other quarterback in this room is Ben Woldridge, UDFA. Alex Barth says here, obviously, I have not been at minicamp. I do not have media credentials, or OTAs or rookie minicamp as well. Hasn't shown enough yet to warrant a roster spot. He'd likely remain on the practice squad and could be elevated if needed. So that's that third quarterback, but he doesn't expect the Patriots to carry 3 quarterbacks. I don't know if he says it later. He doesn't. But he did say this on Catch 22 where he said that, he said on Catch 22, that he expects the team to go out and get a veteran maybe in free agency, or not free agency, but waivers. If a guy gets cut, I don't really have any names out there for you right now that could get cut, but later on we'll see who could possibly be getting cut. All right. Next up, running backs. He has 4. I have 4. Ramondre Stevenson. I have Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, Travion Henderson, and Land Larson. So does he. Let's start from the top. Ramondre Stevenson obviously needs to limit the fumbles. I believe it's like 6 fumbles last year, maybe more. Maybe less, actually. No, I think more. Or actually 6. But 6 or so fumbles last year. Obviously, that's not good. He needs to be more consistent. That first game that he had against the Bengals was really, really, really good. And obviously, you're not going to run for 115 yards and break however many tackles. I think it was like 110 yards after contact in that game. And that's not going to happen every time, obviously. But being more consistent, having better ball security will really help the Patriots and Ramondre Stevenson. The next guy, obviously Antonio Gibson, a guy that had a very underrated season last year. I don't have the stats pulled up, but he was good. He was better than Ramondre last year. He limited the turnovers. He had explosive plays. And then the 2 rookies, Travion Henderson, your second-round pick. This is an explosive back. He's a home run hitter. He can take the ball to the house at any play. He's going to give you big plays, like I said. So that's huge for the Patriots. And then Land Larson, wearing number 34. This is your Rex Burkhead comp. Patriots with Josh McDaniels. Historically, they carry 4 running backs. You go back, 2014, James White, Jonas Gray, Brandon Bolden, Stephen Ridley, LeGarrette Blount, and Shane Vereen, obviously not on the team at the same time, but they were all interchanged, and there was always 4 guys in that position, or on that position on the active roster. Even something more recently, Rex Burkhead, James White, Sony Michel. That's 3. Who's the other guy? Brandon Bolden. No, he wasn't on the 2018 team, but he was on the 2019 team. But Rex Bolden. Whatever. Dion Lewis, LeGarrette Blount, like I said. But those guys all kind of interchanging. There's going to be 4 guys. Larson's a special teamer. He played special teams at UC Davis. He was their best player at UC Davis, but their head coach said on the Next Pact podcast, which is with Phil Perry. I recommend you checking that out after this podcast. But that interview specifically learned a lot about Land. He said that Larson would volunteer in big blowouts to go into special teams because he knew the NFL was looking at that. Receivers. He has 7, I have 6. This is our first switch up. I have fullback next. I don't think he does. He definitely has Lampy making the team, but so I have 6. So for my 6, I have Diggs, Douglas, Williams, Chisholm, Hollins, and Booty. Shout out Keyshawn Booty. I met him today at the mall. And the only difference is that he has Kendrick Bourne. And I'm not going to go over everyone. Diggs obviously a lock. Despite the multiple reports coming from Scott Zolak and others that Diggs was getting cut is on the table because of a video where there is no evidence of him doing anything wrong, just being on a boat with a pink substance, which we don't know what that is. There's no reason for him to get cut. He's coming off the ACL, obviously. We'll see how good he is, but he's looked like the best receiver so far, even coming off that ACL tear. Next up, Keyshawn Booty. This was your most productive receiver outside of Demario Douglas last year. Did he drop a lot of passes? Yes. So he needs to work on his hands. But he also was that true X receiver. Well, he wasn't a true X, but he's the only X on this team. The only true X. Efton Chisholm is a undrafted free agent. A really good fit for this Josh McDaniels offense. I really like him in this offense. He's very consistent. He had 15 catches, I believe, through minicamp OTAs. Drake May praised him. Mike Vrabel praised him. People describe his legs as tree trunks. He's very... You can see he's running hard. He's not like a... I don't know how to describe him. That's sounding weird. Like, Christian Gonzalez runs like a gazelle, which means he kind of just runs smoothly, and he's running fast. But that's not Chisholm. You can see he's still running fast, but you can see he's working hard. Demario Douglas, like I said, most consistent player on the team, or receiver on the team last year. Mac Hollins, this is a guy that a lot of fans don't want to make the team. I do. He hasn't participated. He has been out there working with the receivers, but he hasn't participated. There's obviously an injury going on there, and I don't know what that is, and neither do you. So we'll see. I think he makes the team. He's a true big body guy. They haven't had that guy since Devontae Parker, and we obviously saw how Devontae Parker's career went in New England. Worked with McDaniels in 2022 at his best season with McDaniels and the Raiders in 22, like I just said. And yeah, I think he's a lock for this. Well, maybe not a lock, but pretty close to a lock. And then this guy is a lock, Kyle Williams, third-round pick. This is the guy that I was clamoring for before the draft. He's got speed. He reminds me of a young Odell Beckham Jr., where he's another home run hitter. You can have him off of a screen pass. He'll take it to the house. This is a guy that I really like. And then Kendrick Bourne he has on the list. I didn't have Kendrick Bourne on the list because I think he had 300 yards last year, coming off a torn ACL 2 years ago. He didn't really look the same. Obviously, it's year one, so maybe he'll get back to the player he was. But I don't really think that you necessarily need to have 7 receivers on your roster. Lazar and Barth, again on Catch 22, said that they realistically expect either Booty or Bourne to get traded. Yeah, I could see that happening. And like I said, I don't have Kendrick Bourne on my roster, so I don't think you need to carry 7 receivers. But yeah, people like to point to the fact that Bourne had his best season with Josh McDaniels in 2021. And now Josh McDaniels obviously back. But that was 4 years ago. Tom Brady was still playing in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers was still on the Packers. Jordan Love is yet to see a start. Yeah. I don't know about that. But, yeah, it was... Why did I start talking about Jordan Love? Drake May was still in college. Was Drake May even in college? Yeah, Drake May was a freshman in college. 22, 23. Yeah. Drake May was a freshman in college. Caleb Williams wasn't at US. Like, there was a lot of things that were different in 2021. So, I don't know. All right, maybe he has 3 tight ends / fullbacks. I have 2 tight ends, 1 fullback, so same. He has Lampy. Lampy's a guy that's going to run you over. This is a true fullback. He's no Kyle Juszczyk. I almost called him Kyle Shanahan, but that worked out. Kyle Juszczyk. He's no Kyle Juszczyk. He's not one of those like modern hybrid fullbacks. He's a true fullback. He's the true James Devlin mold. And Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper are pretty easy, so we can skip those. All right, so he has 9 offensive linemen, and I have 10, so not that much different. All right, let's see. Does he separate these? No. So for tackles, he has 3 tackles making the team. He has 4. He has Jack Conley on the team as a tackle. I have Jack Conley on the team as a... I don't have Jack Conley on the team. Why don't I have Jack Conley on the team? I don't know. Whatever. We're just rolling with it. So at tackle, I have Campbell, Moses, Bryant, and Lowe. He has Campbell, Conley, / he has him as a guard, Wallace, and Moses. So he doesn't have Lowe. I think Lowe is a good backup left tackle for you. But I kind of regret half these things. I feel like I would change out Lowe for Jack Conley. And the reason is Conley is a guy that can play guard and tackle. And then also Marcus Bryant. I don't know if people just like are overlooking this, but Bryant played left tackle for Mizzou last year. And this is very obvious because Armand Membu was the right tackle for Mizzou. And Taylor Kyles talked about how he saw Marcus Bryant's tape and he was trying to watch Membu and he stood out against, I think it was Jalen Walker potentially. No, maybe it's someone else. But he stood out. Marcus Bryant should make this team. Left tackle. Campbell, 4th overall pick. Moses, signed him. Obviously, easy. And then Vidarian Lowe, I took off my team. Jack Conley is a hybrid guy, can do both. So that's why I have him. For guards, I have Onwenu, Strange, Lagan Robinson, and Tyrese Robinson. I don't like my Lagan Robinson pick. I will also change that out for City So, which he has. City So, Cole... Did I mark Cole Strange? I did. Good job, me. So Cole Strange, City So, Jack Conley, and Mike Onwenu. So yeah, I like the City So for me. And then do you even need Tyrese Robinson? I don't know. We're kind of just working through this here. But Onwenu is obviously your best guard or right guard. He's going to solidify that spot. That whole right side of the offensive line is huge, and the whole left side is very small. Lagan Robinson, I'm taking him off because he wasn't very seen at mini camp and OTAs. I think he was working with the 3rd team, maybe the 2nd team, but I think it was the 3rd team. Tyrese Robinson got some reps with the starting offensive line. I would have Wes Schweitzer on here, but he did retire. So, yeah. But yeah, I think is that all I need to go in there. City So's a bigger guard, a left guard, fighting for that spot. Gillette Nation, an Instagram account, very good Instagram account, said that he had a phenomenal rookie year. I wouldn't call City So's rookie year a phenomenal rookie year, but I think he had a solid rookie year. And then for centers, Garrett Bradbury, a guy that's solid. I think he's a good, he's either a really good run, I don't know. But he's solid. I believe he is a good pass blocker, but not a good run blocker. Could be the other way around though. But yeah. So he's not going to be great for you, but he'll do solid. He'll be solid. And then Jared Wilson, high upside, steal the draft. One of them. 3rd round pick. They get him with a 96th pick in the draft. In the 3rd round, obviously. So yeah, steal the draft. Those are your 2 center guys. Center players, center people. All right. Now we're going to defense. For defensive lineman, I'm kind of confused. All right, so I have 4, he has 5. I have Barmore, Williams, Tonga, and Farmer. And he has Barmore, Farms, Tonga, and Williams. So, obviously Williams and Barmore, elite duo. I have Tonga because he'll stuff the run. Farmer's been showing out at minicamp, and he's a 4th round pick. And then he has Farms, I don't know. I don't have Farms making this team. I think he didn't do enough last year in the season, and I think that there are other spots for him. He doesn't really brag about Farms, but yeah, he doesn't have anything about Farms in this, but that's okay. On the edge, I have edge / outside linebacker. I wonder if he has. Yeah, so he has 5, and I have also 5. So I have Landry, Jennings, Swinson, Chasen, and White. I'll explain mine first before he probably has the same thing. Landry, your big free agent signing at edge. I still think that they need to upgrade there. Go out and trade for a guy. Potentially on the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson? No, probably not going to happen. But Landry, he's kind of Josh Uche, just a little bit better. So I don't really think he's very special. Jennings, getting run with the second team, which is kind of weird. Swinson, but also he's a run defender. Not really much to do here. Swinson, your 5th round pick, another steal the draft from LSU. Caleb Chase, another guy from LSU. 1st round pick. I think he had 5 or 6 sacks last season. He's finally starting to show up. And then Keon White. Big season for Keon White this year. So we'll see how he does. He needs to improve. He had like 2.5 sacks in the first game against the Bengals, and then kind of was quiet for the rest of the season. He made comments about how he feels coached this year, so hopefully that coaching can pay off. Let's see who he has. Exact same as me. All right. Linebackers, he has 4. I have 3. But I actually have 4, but I wrote 3. So I have 4. But it actually works out because I wrote 6 for outside linebacker / edge. And I wrote, okay, so it works out. I have 53. But anyways, do we have the same? Spillane, Ellis, Gibbons, and Mapu. Oh, he doesn't have Mapu on the roster? Or does he have him as safety? So he doesn't have Mapu on the roster. Yeah, here we go. He has Tavai. I don't have Tavai. Yeah. So Spillane, I love Robert Spillane. He's probably one of my favorite players on the team. I met him. That doesn't matter. He is really, really, really good against the run. He had the most tackles in the NFL last year, I believe. Maybe the AFC. But up there with the most tackles, if not the most. He's around the ball constantly. You want to look at a Raiders highlight tape. You see Robert Spillane, a Raiders defensive player's highlight tape, and you'll see Robert Spillane in there make a play or two. He's not very good against the pass, but that's okay. He's a really, really good linebacker. I wish they kept Bentley. I wish Bentley was not injured. Ellis, a guy that showed out last season. I think you got to keep him again. Another special teamer as well that's really good on special teams. Jack Gibbons, he's not that good, but he can get the job done coming over from Tennessee, knows the Mike Vrabel defense, knows the Terrell Williams defense. Marte Mapu, this is a guy that I thought made plays last year. He had the interception. They finally listed him as a linebacker. He's very, very good for this Mike Vrabel defense. He's kind of a middling linebacker, I guess you could call it, right? Not a big guy. And Spillane isn't really necessarily a huge guy, but compared to Marte Mapu's build, he looks like a big guy. That's why Marte Mapu's more of a safety hybrid linebacker thing. But now he's listed as a linebacker. I think he'll really succeed there. He's very, very smart. Last year, coming off an injury in the Texans game. Nope, in the Dolphins game, coming off an injury, didn't practice all summer, got the green dot, and succeeded very at a high level. So, good job, Marte Mapu. And he has Tavai. Tavai's good. Tavai had a very good, not very good. Tavai had a solid 2023 season last year. Made some comments. Didn't have a good season, so we'll see how that goes. Cornerbacks, he has 6. I have 6. Do we have the same? Gonzalez Davis, Marcus Jones, Alex Austin, Isaiah Bolden, and Marcel Style. And he has Alex Austin, Isaiah Bolden. Yep, same guys. Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis are easy. You don't even have to explain them. Marcus Jones, not only is he going to be your starting slot cornerback, he's also very good on special teams, as we know. Alex Austin, kind of hope he develops into that slot cornerback because I think he can develop better than Marcus Jones, but we'll see how that goes. He might be stuck on the outside. Isaiah Bolden, another guy that's good for special teams, and Marcel Style, another core special teamer. But we'll see. Bolden might get some run at cornerback. Dial, not very likely. Safety. I have 5. He has 5. He doesn't have Del Pettis on the roster. I actually have 6 safeties technically because I have special team guy. Duggar, Pettis, Peppers, Woodson, Epps. So, wow, he doesn't agree with a lot of the things I say. Kyle Duggar is on my team. He had a down year last year. He needs to prove himself. But obviously, 2022, he was a turnover monster machine. I don't know. Kind of sounds negative, but he was good. He was around the ball, making plays. I think he had 3 touchdowns that year. And then he's regressed ever since, but I think he can get back to his true self in this Mike Vrabel defense. Del Pettis is a guy that works extremely hard. He made a few plays last year, had a sack on Caleb Williams. I think he deserves a roster spot. Good team morale guy also. Jabril Peppers, one of the best players on this defense. Obviously some legal trouble last year, but I think that's resolved. So he's a lock. Charles Woodson, no. I'm blanking on the name. Oh boy, this is bad. Not Charles Woodson. Craig Woodson. Yes. Woodson from Cal. Very good safety. Kind of a head-scratching pick. A lot of people like the pick. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah said he liked him. He also said he liked Mapu, though, so I don't know. But he made some plays. He made some plays in the spring, so that'll be interesting to watch. And then Hawkins, Epps, pick your poison. I chose Epps because I didn't think Hawkins had a good season last year, so yeah. And then I have Schooler. Special teams, he has Schooler as a safety. Schooler did play some safety last year. It was pretty good. Very athletic. Let's see. Does he have anything? We'll see if Marcus Epps, who's coming off a torn ACL, can push for that role that summer. I think he can. Specialist, Borgales, Behringer, Ashby. Easy. Long snapper you drafted. Kicker you drafted. And then punter. So that's it. Yeah, so that'll do it for this Patriots Real Time podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be back more consistently. Yep, that's it.